Hey everybody, I just thought I would share with you one of my most recent creations. I had a clutch go bad in my car, and it cost me $1,000 to have it replaced. This particular clutch goes in a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and that clutch is just a very expensive clutch. So it costs more than what you would usually have to pay. And so I said, well, why not make something beautiful out of the old parts and make something good out of the situation. So I asked them for my clutch parts, and this is part of the clutch. So this is the friction disc, I think they call it. And this part right here, I don't remember what this was called. Don't really care, honestly, but that with down to these little gear teeth right here was part of the clutch as well. And this is just a brake rotor from my car that I also decided to use in my art. And of course, these are just some spoons. And if you see, the stalk here is made of several different pieces of metal. You might be wondering, well, how did you twist those together? Well, these are actually brake lines. And brake lines are hollow, but they are made out of metal. So to give it strength, I twisted, looks like 3 of them together. And then I welded them to this part down here, and of course these are just some spoons. Some cheap spoons I picked up at a thrift store or something like that. And this is actually just some wire out of a MIG welder. But this piece wrapped around here is actually stainless steel wire that I use when I am welding. It's called filler metal, filler wire, filler rod, whatever you want to call it. But so the little hydraulic brake lines make the stalk, and then they come up through the back of it, and they create these parts of the flower that stick out, as most flowers have. And I don't remember what you call those. They're like pistils or stamen or something like that. But anyway, so just gave it a nice little clear coat after I cleaned it up and got all the grease off of it. And I was amazed at how well it turned out. This was all black. I had no idea that there was this beautiful copper color underneath it. And of course there's like a little blue dot here that's from the factory, and I didn't want to, I just left it there for character because I didn't want to disturb this copper bronze looking finish on here. So, and then the back of it is just I welded, or I brazed this to this, and I welded these two together and to that. So I would have a way to attach this to this piece without trying to weld this hollow tubing. Welding is different than brazing. Not that most of you will care, but that's how I was able to put this piece together, and I think it turned out pretty well. So my cat is meowing in the background, but I just thought you might want to see how I put this piece together and how it turned out. And if you look at it from the distance, that's what it looks like.